There are three kind of main things that we'll be looking at. So the first one, I read an interesting report yesterday that says that 54% of people will not trust retail brands in the future if they don't develop some sort of added value content. So meaning, what is transparency? What are the stories behind individual products? The manufacturers overseas, and specifically the fashion retailers that are doing that, seem to be really targeting the right part of the market where they're adding real value to their products through content that is distributed and delivered in the correct way. So 54% of people are now saying that they would not purchase products if they don't kind of add value. I think that's really interesting in terms of where storytelling's going, where we're kind of using content to add real value to physical products. The second thing that I think that it's going to, kind of evolve more is the concept of geolocation in terms of tagging of content, specifically geomapping. So we've already seen Apple's iBeacon technology being used overseas in terms of the retailers. So iBeacon technology is when if you walk past an iBeacon, you can code that iBeacon with specific information, which is then sent to a person's mobile phone if they're in the vicinity. So again, adding value with content, but more in a geolocated kind of fashion. That obviously leads to the next point as well, which within that point is the importance of mobile going forward. We say that every single year. Obviously in South Africa, that's critically important. But also kind of if we're looking globally, most people, the phone is a personal device. It's in your pocket. It's always accessible. But I think marketers need to move into a space where they need to start using the mobile phone in a more responsible manner. And start making sure that the information that they're targeting towards people really is relevant and it's necessary at the time. The last kind of option for me is really around distribution of content. I think we've been developing so much stuff over the years, whether it's mobile or whether it's gone onto the web. And I think we're all really guilty of just developing a load of content that we just kind of pushing onto the web and then we're forgetting about. So the next thing for me is the importance of distribution. So how are we packaging that content? How are we aggregating that content, and how are we distributing it to the right people? By that I mean, are we optimizing it? Are we anticipating what people need and kind of packaging that for them specifically? Are we planning from a modular point of view in terms of how we use our content, how we repurpose our content? These are all questions that we kind of need to be looking at going forward, because I think we produce good content. A lot of people in the country are producing great content, but I think we're guilty of not looking at it from a long-term point of view. And I don't think we aggregate it. And I especially don't think that from a publishing point of view, we're distributing it as effectively as we should be as yet. So that would be the third kind of main trend for me looking forward.